Alright, so now on Big Blue, I'm gonna go ahead and take off the front bumper. It's gonna suck, but I may have to take all this off just so I could paint all that. I'm gonna just try to paint whatever I can of the frame. Then eventually, whenever I change the cab mounts, I may try to lift a little bit. To get the rest of the frame painted, I'm gonna paint it in sections since I don't have a lift. Then I'm gonna probably take off all this AC components and all that just so I could strip the paint off and paint the firewall before I put the engine in. Alright guys, so I started removing the bumper and some of the braces and all that. Then I started scuffing some of it out. I was like, man, this ain't gonna be no show truck, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit it with some of this degreaser, get most of the grease out. I'm gonna just rattle can it. Be alright. This ain't no show truck. But it's just so I could clean it up a little bit under the frame before I put the engine in. Say what y'all want, but alright, so the frame's already painted where the engine's gonna go. Like I said, it ain't no professional paint job. Just scuffed it up, cleaned it up a little bit, just so it could be better than what it was before I put the engine in. Then eventually I'll scuff up the rest and paint the rest of the frame section. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna go pick up the other second gen over there. And I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to pull the engine out, start disconnecting everything. So we'll see, hopefully it'll start. I don't see why it shouldn't. So this is officially the last time this truck's gonna be running. So once I get it pulled out, I'm gonna put the engine in the garage so I can start turning it down and painting it and resealing it before I put it on the C30. Alright, so here comes the fun part. Tear the whole front end apart right here, disconnect everything and pull it out. Once I pull it out, I'm gonna just store it right there behind the National and just start tearing it apart, painting it, resealing it. And like I said, this one's on hold for now. Once I got time for it, I'll start cutting the cross member, trying to set it lower before I build motor mounts for this one. Then pull out the engine and get a good running one, or see if it could be rebuilt. Let the fun begin. Alright, so the radiator and intercooler's out, the bumper. And these 12 valves are good engines, but this is what they're real famous for. Leaking a lot of oil. But most of the time it's because of not the front cover, well that as well, but the whole timing cover, which is this thick one. You gotta take the cam out, or just the cam gear, to be able to take it out, and then there's a seal back there, because most of the time these tend to loosen up. So if you got yours out, might as well do it and put Loctite on it or something. But now time to disconnect more wiring and the motor mounts, and hopefully it'll be out. Alright guys, so there it is. Already pulled out, and I kind of pressure washed it a little bit. Still got a bit of grime on it. It's better than what it was. As much as I would like to just go ahead and set it in there already, I might have to tear it apart just so I could reseal it. New gaskets and seals, like the ones here where the pump goes, the front cover. The tappet cover always leaks, so I'm gonna buy a billet tappet cover. Probably go ahead and do billet freeze plugs. Just all this stuff while it's outside, it's a lot easier to get to. Take off the transmission and replace the clutch. Then I didn't show them whenever I did my second gen, but like I said before, they tend to leak right here because these loosen up. So it's not this front one leaking, it's the back one most likely. So I'm gonna have to probably take out the cam or just the cam gear so I could pull this whole thing out and reseal that. I don't know if I'll record that, or if I'll just show whenever it's already ready to go in Big Blue. But that's it for this one. Stay tuned.